I'm Alex.
And I'm Teddy.
And I'm Spencer.
And we are
The Button Mappers.
Hey, the Button Mappers. Let's get this show started.
We are the Mario Bros. Hello, I'm Toad, and with me is
Luigi.
And I'm Toad.
How?
Well, there's a bunch of Toads, but no,
There's
I'll be
multiple
Luigi.
Toads.
I'm a Luigi.
I'm already Luigi.
But I'm Toad. What happened? Okay, I guess
I'm Peach.
you sound like her. So, welcome to the Button Mappers. We're
month
going
is
to
it?
discourse on a very special topic. This is Marchio, aka Mario March. We're just marching right on through the content, straight out of Mario Land, not to be confused with another land that we know and speak of on this here channel.
Jeez.
Lands
And
boobs.
it's very special. We decided we're going to discourse on the impact of Mario, because clearly Mario's made a big impact.
It's changed my life.
Who's Mario? I'm scared.
You know, the racer.
Mario ruined my life.
Chuck Mario.
This is my life with Mario.
My life.
My life and Mario.
Mario ruined my life.
It all started with the game called Yoshi on the Game Boy.
Yoshi's Cookie.
What?
Yoshi's Cookie.
Don't talk to me about that. We're trying to keep this family friendly. You know?
Yoshi's Cookie.
I'm traumatized.
Always on the prowl for Yoshi's Cookie.
Okay, with that segue.
Teddy, what is your first ever instance of Mario?
I don't remember.
Mario's always been.
Before
true.
time and space, there was Mario.
Before the universe, Mario.
I'm trying to think if I met a Mario before I played Mario. Did you guys meet a Mario before you played a Mario?
I don't know. I don't know any Marios.
I've known very few Marios. I definitely played Mario before I knew a Mario.
Okay. Have you been to a pizzeria called Mario's?
No.
No,
I live in
I've
Arizona. We don't have pizzerias.
I've been to a Luigi's.
Was it a mansion?
No, it was a pizzeria.
Oh, okay. We're still talking about pizza.
Thought we were
Yeah,
clear on that.
Pizza. what kind of pizza do you guys like?
Mario.
I like mushrooms.
Oh, okay.
Well, ever since I've been a kid, and even when I was
You're
born,
still a
Mario's already thing. Mario's always been a thing. There was even a time when I was a kid where when people were saying, let's play games, they would say, let's play Mario.
Damn, you said this exact same thing in the 2D discourse, and I know that because I just edited that video the other day.
Yeah, that was the big thing. Parents would say that because they didn't know, so they'd say, let's play Nintendo. Are you going to go play Nintendo? You're going to play Mario. It'd be that, one of those.
Did your parents play Mario?
No.
Mine either.
Mine did.
Okay.
What is the first Mario game you guys remember playing?
So Spencer did ask me this. I think it's Mario 64. I don't really remember.
Yeah, that's mine too. The one that really stands out to my little brain is I remember playing Mario 64 and listening to my CDs at the time, which included the likes of Backstreet Boys.
Same.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Mine was probably Mario for the NES, but the one I distinctly remember playing was Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. That was my first console.
I did play that one too, but I don't think I played that till after I played 64.
Gotcha.
I played Super Mario Land 2 on the Game Boy, which is a very odd title, but it's cool.
Yeah.
I do like it.
That's a good. I didn't play it till later because, like we've established before in the show, before I had a Game Boy, what did I have?
Mario?
A Game Gear.
Oh.
So
I was going to say a pumpkin.
it's all
So
about
Pumpkin would have been better.
Mario. I actually, you know what's crazy though, is because I was an N64 owner as my first console. I owned Donkey Kong 64, and I know we tear that game to pieces, but you know what I spent most of my time doing in Donkey Kong 64?
wishing you were playing Mario.
Playing the arcade game of Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that was in there. Hell yeah, dude.
So that was like my first experience with arcade Mario, even though I missed like the timeline. I loved just wasting time playing that arcade cabinet.
That's the best part about that game.
It was a Christmas. I think I was 6 or 7, and I begged my parents to get me the Jurassic Park video game for the Super Nintendo. I was like, that's gonna be awesome. My parents somehow were smarter than me about video games, even though they never played any, and they bought me a game called Mario All-Stars, which had the remastered versions of them. This is like the remaster on a Super Nintendo of the NES game of Lost Levels, 2, 3, yeah, those 4, and then it also had a bunch of mini games, and some of them were the arcade Mario games, like the
So you
plumber
were like,
one.
this isn't fucking Jurassic Park, and
Yeah, I was pissed, but quickly realized how amazing that game, or all those games were in their own way, and explored them all.
Which of the three do you guys like the most?
of the original.
I think 3 is the best.
1.
I'm probably with... Ooh, I'm torn. I would probably be more prone to play the first one again.
I think the first one just has a simplistic rhythm and like arcadiness to it. That really, it's really one of those games I can just pick up and play. Like Mario 3 feels like I have to invest a little bit more time into it, to really like get something out of like out of it.
Yeah.
But Mario 1, I could just kind of pick it up and rip through as much as I can, and put it down.
I somehow I don't know when I played the arcade version of Super Mario Bros, but I've always known that trick about jumping over the ceiling in 1-2.
Yeah, me too. It's just like I was born with that knowledge, like nobody taught me. It was like my brain just knew,
Yeah.
I think I like that the most, and the game is a little stiff by comparison to Mario 3, which is why I think I'm a little torn, just as far as like the flow. But as far as just like a classic Mario game, that one has like a really good escalation and challenge.
I think Mario 3 is like a better version of the first one in every possible way that I don't think I would like to go backwards.
Is it though?
I think so. I think it's got way better upgrades, more colorful levels, better levels.
I don't think the levels flow as well. And they start to introduce a thing that I don't really like about some of the 2D Mario games is the whole progression with the map system, and also the whole progression of like they added like different levels, like they added like the auto scrolling levels and stuff.
I like that. I think it gives it a different kind of panic.
I kind of prefer Mario 1 where the game just kind of flows into each other. I don't have to worry about a map. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. I just kind of play level to level,
The Koopalings are probably one of my favorite additions. I think it adds some needed variety because just Bowser is a little stale after a while.
Can we disagree, like, fuck Mario 2? Can we disagree that?
The US or the Japanese version?
US.
I have a certain love for that game.
Do you?
I do. It's not as good. I will definitely concede that, but
I put Mario 2 in a corner. I don't care
Yeah, it's
about
not-
it.
I don't like it very much.
I see it as a completely different game. Almost, I mean, really is from a different series.
It is, yeah.
But I have a certain appreciation for it.
I'm ambivalent. I just don't care for it. I don't care if you like it or if you don't, but I just don't. It doesn't play well to me. It doesn't.
I've
feel never
like
made it
Mario.
past like 2 worlds in that game or 3 worlds, and I
You
have
s-
no intention of continuing.
Alex, you
it's
say
just-
it doesn't play like Mario, but they took things from it and applied
Well, no,
it.
it doesn't
in the
feel
future.
like Mario. Like while playing it doesn't feel like I'm playing Mario.
They have the way Luigi jumps becomes kind of a thing.
I know that they borrow things from that for future, but they've never gone back to that formula for a reason because it wasn't very good.
That's an interesting opportunity for a segue here. We've talked about the impact for ourselves of just like, the foundational Mario experiences, whether the originals or our starting ones.
Mm-hmm.
What is the societal impact of these games? Like the first three, I guess we could start with.
Mario's ruining your youth. They're teaching our kids to jump on turtles.
That's true.
Okay, as far as video gaming.
I mean, it started everything. There
The
would
first,
be. I mean,
I say like the first Super Mario Bros. Really like popularized the platformer, right?
And gaming to a certain extent.
Yeah, well, you could argue that. I mean, like gaming was was definitely a thing before that. They had consoles were definitely a thing before that, but
Kind
I
of
think
dead though.
I think it popularized the idea of a mascot for sure. Like Mario's the face of the company.
I think a lot of things about that first game maybe are not so much cloned today, but they inspired a lot of differences and changes in the genre. Because 2D platformers are so varied and distinct after that it's almost like the effect is irreversible. I love like thinking back to like your Country or your Sonic or your Vector Man. They're all so different, but at the heart of it is really level progression left to right, level completion, etc.
Yeah, you might also look at it from an artistic perspective. That music and the graphics today are so iconic. Like anyone can recognize a screenshot of Mario. And the music, they remix it and do everything today. All that stuff has lasted forever and will probably continue to last. I mean, forever means end to end. So, the whole 8-bit love for 8-bit, I really think comes from Mario, and then it extends to like Mega Man and stuff like that. But it's so iconic, it's crazy.
Okay, I was saying that I think the first game really like popularized the idea of like the game itself telling the story. Because before that, games really like didn't have the story in the game itself. You had to read the manual or something. Like games on the Atari and stuff. You can't really tell what the story is in game. But
Yeah.
Mario, you were in the Mushroom Kingdom. You were fighting Bowser. You were rescuing the princess and stuff. And the game itself really progressed the story. I think that really popularized that idea.
What about Mario Bros. 2? What did that impact?
It made me cry.
Very hard.
Well, I guess maybe it gave birth to this idea that Westerners suck at video games.
Are they wrong though?
It's true to an extent. There's
How far have you guys made it in the lost levels?
Not very far.
Yeah, like World 3 maybe.
World 3,
Yeah, World
yeah.
5 or something, but even then. Are the
It's-
Japanese really that much better?
I think they have a certain discipline there.
Okay.
You
Is
can
it-
see it. You can see it in macro heavy games like StarCraft. Like the Asian, not just Japanese, but the whole Asian culture is very, very good at that macro heavy, macro whatever
Oh.
style of play.
So Mario 2 is really StarCraft.
Okay. I'm
We're
willing to
learning.
entertain this idea.
We're
Did you
learning
know?
something. We're learning something.
Did you know Mario 2 is actually StarCraft from Blizzard?
No, continue.
I didn't
What
play
about-
enough of StarCraft to understand.
What about
exactly.
the impact of, not even moving past the NES yet, but the impact of Mario showing up in other games? Because Mario kind of like, like you show up in like Punch-Out, Golf, Tennis, a bunch of other NES titles. Mario would just crop up in, out of nowhere, and it really became like the mascot. What do you think about that idea?
Had there been a video game mascot before that?
Yeah, kind of. Like you had your Pac-Mans and stuff, but like Mario, I think was the first one to really like take that to its full extent.
That's true. Yeah, Pac-Man may have been the previous one.
I think it's really cool that it allows for so much like branching out within the series and outside of, that it gave birth to all these other ideas that, were tied to his name.
Yeah.
Spencer, I cut you off.
Oh no, I was pretty much gonna say that. Yeah, like he lended it to a lot of other franchises that people may not have bought if you weren't attached to it. And it's great that they did that because the industry really needed it at that time, as people to trust in some kind of video game that wouldn't just like be total shit. And it was almost like Nintendo has a seal of approval, but having Mario in it was almost like a serious.
You know what? One of my favorite Mario in it moments is, or just series where he crops up in
Zelda.
What?
Zelda, yeah.
Ocarina of Time. In the
Ocarina
window?
of Time.
Link's Awakening.
Yeah, Link's Awakening. Oh my gosh, that's
in the
classic.
picture.
Huh?
In the picture, right?
Oh yeah, in the
Picture
Ocarina of Time when you look through the castle window and you see like a picture of Mario.
Yeah.
To me, that's always just like one of those Easter eggs that's so cool to see.
Yeah.
It's interesting, even like not moving past the NES yet. Like really thinking about like, I think because like Dr. Mario came out on NES, and was it the first instance of like a game spinoff that we could think of? Like the games really have that like spin-off nature before that. They had sequels and stuff, but like, would you consider
Mrs. Pac-Man a sequel?
No, it's the same game. It's Pac-Man but with a bow. But like Dr. Mario is fundamentally different than any Mario
a completely
game.
different game.
But yeah, but it's Mario.
Were there any other Pac-Man games that we don't know of?
At the time, there were maze games. I mean, after that fact, yeah, there was like other spin-offs and stuff. But I think Pac-Land might have happened actually before that, and that was a platforming game. But but still, like you didn't really see a lot of spin-offs of franchises during that time.
Yeah.
Mario 3.
More like Mario P.
Elaborate.
Mario P's. Because he gets the power, the power thing.
We're legit just talking about Mario 3, the game?
Well, kind of like the impact. Like, how have you seen it impact gaming as opposed to Mario 1?
I think Mario 3 just progressed the platformer forward.
To me, in every way.
Yeah, exactly.
It's, like the items you get, like the power-ups and stuff, are the Tanuki suit was freaking cool. There's a boot. What the hell? Whatever. There's a lot in that game. Some hit, a lot of hits, a couple misses, but I love the level progression. I love the end, like boss stuff always feels really epic with those ships, like the battleships and everything.
As much as I'm not a fan of it, I do think the map system in that game really introduces like a whole new level of immersion for the game world. Like each area does kind of feel alive when you're on the map.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like you're traveling around the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Mario Odyssey.
Did you know that the Koopalings also show up in Mario is Missing?
Oh.
Was Mario ever found?
The age-old question. It's one of them.
I was a sucker and rented Mario's Missing because we just thought it was another Mario game as a kid. And I have nightmare memories of that game.
Well,
Can
yeah,
you explain what Mario is Missing is?
Mario's Missing is an educational game where you play as Luigi and you're trying to find Mario and you have to learn
Luigi's Mansion.
Learn about geography.
Oh.
And you like go to Italy and trying to look for Mario, and then you go to Japan and they teach you about the different cultures.
Like the mushroom people and the the Goomba people.
But there's like it's in the engine, and everything looks like Super Mario World. It looks like Super Mario World 2 from a lot of perspectives, but it's absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there you could look at that and say they tried to cram Mario in maybe too much. maybe just got to too much. And I'm thinking of that game specifically. There's like Mario types, which I guess you could argue there's nothing wrong with trying to teach kids how to type, but from a purely gaming standpoint, that's kind of horrible.
I personally think like Donkey Kong Country, one of my favorites, looks very similar to like level progression in Super Mario 3. I think if you look at like overworlds or, level styles, I think there were some unique things that happened in Mario 3. Like, I hate the sun thing, the sun going chasing after you, but, they play with the lighting in some of the levels.
Yeah.
You could even argue that Country was like an extension of the Mario brand, because like even the first Country like has its ties with the original DK. Mm-hmm. So it's even like that's even kind of like its own offshoot of Mario in some sense.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, what do you feel like some of the... I know there's obviously failures, like some weird Mario titles, like the Mario's Missing, but what do you think some of the best Mario titles are, like as based on... Well, I don't know how I want to frame this question, but like what Mario games that were impacted by their original counterparts are you most fond of?
I mean, one has to be, and I didn't play this game, but just from a historical perspective, and this is jumping way ahead, maybe jumping too far, and we can easily go back, but like Mario Galaxy 2.
I was gonna say Galaxy 2. That's actually like my favorite of the like main platformer games. I believe like the main 3D platformers at least. Galaxy 2 has always like stood the test for me.
But if you want to go back to Super Nintendo, we could say Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island.
Yoshi's Island's great.
That even introduced a new graphics.
Yeah,
look.
and a whole new franchise. Like that spawned its own thing of like Yoshi games.
What about you? What's your pick, Teddy?
I don't know. I need a little more time to think about it. Come back to me. Oh, you know what? Definitely Mario Golf.
Ooh.
Toadstool Tour. And you know what? Tennis on the 64 is legit as well.
It is.
You got to talk about kart.
I mean, that's its own huge franchise. That and
Party.
Yeah. All those are big success stories, which is pretty impressive.
I miss the days in the GameCube when Mario would get like a ton of offshoot like random like spin-offs,
There were so many when we did our GameCube Discourse video that like we forgot what a lot of like the ones are. Even some of the bigger name ones, like, oh yeah, that's a Mario game.
Yeah, Mario got a ton of stuff on the GameCube. It's it was just raining Mario over there.
I feel like it's lacking nowadays. Even like Wii U era, I just am not that excited about like a lot of the Mario games on the platform.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope that doesn't really happen with Switch. Like we have Odyssey and we have Mario and Rabbids, which is really cool. But aside from that, is there anything?
I'm playing Luigi's Mansion 3.
Oh, that's true. And I got Mario Party.
And Tennis Aces. No, not really.
Let's think about those side. Yeah, I certainly hope there's some good Mario offshoots. I hope they keep the quality up though. I worry with the GameCube. Like there was I don't know. Did you ever play the Strikers game?
I did. I played the GameCube one. I didn't play the Wii one.
How was that?
I liked. Wait, no, Strikers was the soccer one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that one was really fun. It had its own unique style too.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the different? Speaking of impact, different characters that Mario introduced over the years. What's some of your Luigi's like a huge deal. Boo is a huge deal. Bowser's a big deal. Like there's a lot of side characters that are super popular.
My boy Wario. I love Wario.
Wario's pretty cool.
You haven't really gotten that many games though. Besides,
whoa, slow down. Let me correct you.
I
Have
like
you played Wario's Woods?
Stop.
I like
stop.
WarioWare. I like.
Have
Wario.
you owned a Virtual Boy?
Let me talk Wario for a second. Wario Land 1 through 4 plus Shake It, Wario World, Wario Master of the Skies, all the WarioWare games, Wario's Woods. You stand corrected. That's at least like 12 games right there.
Over how long?
Since the Game Boy, since Wario was introduced.
That's what I mean. It's not even one a year.
No, I'm saying, but there's and Game and Wario. There's so many Wario titles though throughout the years.
I think they've really tapered. I'd like to see more of him.
There's a lot.
Wario's Woods, guys, is on the NES. Just so you know.
The last Wario game I think was still on 3DS. They
Yeah,
had
it was,
one on
it
Wii
was
U
like a
too.
WarioWare
It was gold, right?
compilation or something.
Yeah, it was gold.
Which is cool.
But still, there's a lot of. I mean, they had Wario. Wario Land was on the Wii too, and that was a cool game.
Yeah, I'd like more.
I'm just saying that, like, of course, I don't think, I don't know how popular Wario is compared to Mario, but I think still, like, Wario's had more games than Yoshi.
And probably more than Luigi, right?
Yeah, and more than Luigi. Like, Wario's the one character from Mario that's had the most success, I think. Not counting DK. He kind of went off his own thing.
I'm a big fan of Pink Gold Peach.
I'm a big fan of Birdo.
Don't say that in
Birdo
public.
is an interesting one, isn't
I
it?
can't wait to play Birdo's Fishing Adventure.
Okay.
Because wasn't Birdo like the first transgender?
Yeah, I think it was just like a fluke in the manuals.
Well, fluke or not.
They did kind of poke fun at that with I think it was Captain Rainbow on the Wii. They had Birdo in like the wrong bathroom or something, and it was kind of like a little joke. But I don't think Nintendo has ever like really like said like that's the thing.
I don't know. In the English manual, I'm reading it here. Super Mario Bros. 2 refers to Birdo as a character who thinks he is a girl.
Okay.
But
And
I think
would rather
later,
be referred to as Birdetta.
But I think later
That's Yoshi's friend. I'm not.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say.
Yoshi. Well, what gender is Yoshi? So who cares?
Yoshi is a boy.
Yeah.
But he lays eggs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Boys don't lay eggs.
But there's a little first, I guess, in a way.
Mm-hmm. So are you saying that your favorite character is Birdo?
Oh, heavens no.
Because you're allowed in the 21st century.
Oh,
Like, it's okay.
I'm okay to say that now?
Yes.
No. Birdo is not. I like Shy Guy.
Okay.
Why?
I think he looks so cool with the little mask.
He's mysterious, even after all these years.
He's my Mario Kart pick.
What is one game?
Hey, come on. I was joking about Pink Gold Peach.
What?
Pink Gold Peach is not really my favorite character.
I was joking about Birdo.
Yeah, but you picked... Who did you pick?
Nobody.
Baby Peach?
I
Probably
picked nobody.
You sound like a Wario guy.
Yeah, you said Wario.
I said Wario as in like the spin-off thing, right?
No, you said your favorite character.
Oh,
Okay, well,
who's
who's your
Whatever.
favorite character then? Who's your favorite?
Yoshi.
You sure it's not Birdo?
I
You
play
can
as
say it.
Yoshi in all the like in all the spin-off games. I always play as Yoshi.
Okay.
I was talking in terms of like franchises. Wario is my favorite.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, I was
Teddy,
going to say Gold Mario. Okay.
Gold Mario.
Yes. No, I'm joking. Come on, it's obviously not Gold Mario.
It's Cat Peach.
You read my mind. Koopa Troopa. No, I don't know. Toad.
Dry
I don't
Bones was
care.
cool.
Donkey Kong.
Diddy Kong.
Donkey Kong. Funky Kong.
Ooh.
I'm just gonna keep naming people until I'm satisfied. Link. Captain Falcon. Okay, I'm satisfied.
Should we skip to N64?
Skip on over, I guess. I mean, we did skip around. I mean, Mario Kart started on SNES. That's kind of a notable thing.
And I know it was popular then because my sister was into it, and she was not a big gamer.
That game is fun, but man, has it aged.
Boy, has it.
That's the least. That's the least likely I'm gonna go back and play with the Mario Karts.
I can still have fun with that one, but yeah, it's not Mario Kart as you know it.
Yeah.
Moving on.
64.
This is the big one.
I feel like there's a game on the 64 had Mario in it on the 64.
What was it called though? It was Super Mario, but
It was like Mario. It was weird because it was Mario on 64,
Did it have a number?
This is what, the fifth Mario at this point? Was it Mario 5?
Or 6? Maybe we missed one.
Maybe I don't know if it has 5 in the title. I know it because like 6 and 4 I think are also kind of related to it, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, Mario 4, the unreleased game.
Yeah, Mario 4, Mario 6, the 4 coins.
Wow, that's a big game. 4 coins. Wow.
Battle of 4 coins.
The Hunt for Toad. Super
Red,
Mario 64, guys.
The Hunt for Red October.
The Hunt for Pink Gold Peach.
Sean Connery in a submarine.
Sean Connery.
This game was fucking huge. I remember it in Blockbuster, seeing it, and like, that's a game? I thought it was like some weird demo, but turns out that was the actual game, and it was like 3D Mario, which I'd never seen anything like that before. I think it reminds me of maybe like I saw The Simpsons and they did a Halloween special and did it in 3D, and it was like mind-blowing. This was next level because it was like games that I actually wanted to play.
I remember playing that game and being like, I could go anywhere.
Yeah.
It's so nostalgic.
Absolutely.
Just running around the castle, running outside of the castle. You know, it's almost like you're stepping outside of your hub world. The interactable environments, and even though it was kind of janky at the time, the ability to fly.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and I think it's credit to Nintendo for their ability to, in a 2D world, make a world, like paint a picture and create this world that you were fascinated by, that you wanted to explore but never quite could in a 2D landscape.
Yeah.
That when it hit 3D, you're like, oh my god, let's tear this castle apart. Let's tear every world apart.
Ba 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 ba.
So joyful. Everything is just like, I don't know. It's pleasant. The sound effects, I could think of so many distinct sound effects. The metal cap sound, you know, the jump into the painting and pick your star. You know, the sound of like Lakitu and the camera movement.
Yeah.
Chips cracking or something.
Isn't that the explanation for the camera as well as Lakitu?
Yeah. That's how they explain the idea of a third-person camera.
What other game have they ever tried to explain the camera?
Well, it was really like the first of its kind, so they kind of had to, you know.
Yeah,
I
never even thought about that. Yeah.
Yeah, which I think that game's fantastic. By the way, I mean it's good on its own merits, but I think that game has it inadvertently set itself up for failure because it's like it created all of these things that other games would do way better. You know what I mean? So like it's like as a kid, immediately after I played Banjo-Kazooie, I was always like, this game's miles better than Mario 64, you know? And that's kind of like unfair to Mario 64 because it was the first of its kind.
Mario 64 is really good in its own right, and I mean, Banjo-Kazooie is definitely, you know, an improvement of the formula, as is Tooie, but I think, you know, with 64, it is a very strong contender on many of its own rights. The variety in worlds and just the hub world in and of itself, you know, I think we were talking about the Impossible Layer, Yooka-Laylee, and you know, how it seamlessly integrates the two. Well, I think Mario 64 does that as well.
I think it's kind of a shame that game had to introduce so much on its own because it, like, compared to later games, it does feel a little barren at points with like the story and the way that the game does kind of progress. I think is a little like lacking in some areas, but that's not the game's fault. The game was like creating its own identity and its own new thing, you know?
Do you feel like Mario 64 needs a story?
I feel like it's missing some coherence that like Sunshine and the other 3D games have.
I don't know. I don't necessarily play Mario for a story.
Yeah, but you know, like playing Sunshine, there's a coherence between the levels, right? Like the world itself tells you the story. Like the levels tell you the story. Then you know it doesn't have to be dialogue or anything, but the game itself has the story. Mario 64, my disconnect is coming from like the idea of the castle and the paintings, and then the painting just being random nonsense. You know,
Hmm.
that's kind of my disconnect. And I don't think that's the game's fault. I think it's just like they had so much to introduce. Maybe that wasn't a key idea. You know.
I think it leaves a lot to the imagination, and that's where I would stand behind it. But I don't know. We'll have to do a deeper dive to kind of.
Some would say we're gonna have to map it out.
Don't spoil anything now.
Did you say map it or slap it out?
Slap it out.
Oh,
Like a salad.
Like that Luigi, like that Luigi on the shelf behind you. He got slapped over there. See him? Nope, down.
This guy that the people will never see, but here he is. Ta-da! Yeah, no, revolutionary game. Maybe, probably not as revolutionary, I guess, as the NES original, but certainly from a gaming perspective.
I would still say so. I think 3D platformers wouldn't have been
for sure
as popular if that game didn't happen.
Let alone just 3D gaming as a whole. You know, it puts any 3D attempt on previous consoles to shame, with the possible exception of Star Fox.
Teddy, I think you're forgetting about Pilot Wings.
Did you want to talk about that one? Okay.
I just think from a gaming perspective, it's as iconic, as important. From a outside of gaming, I still think people resonate more with the NES original. Like from influences and just what you hear people talk about.
What about the kind of moving past that? While we're on 64, I think it's really where like the Mario spin-offs flourished, you know, and really like set the foundation for years to come.
Yeah,
I don't think the Mario Party games have been as good since. I think they've had a fundamental disconnect with the audience that only the Nintendo 64's local player has really shown.
The 64 was the local multiplayer console, and like it really like there's staples like Mario Party, Mario Kart 64, golf, tennis. Like it really started the Mario multiplayer idea that Nintendo has rolled with since, you know, and you know through the GameCube, the Wii U, and now the Switch, they've continued on with that like Mario multiplayer idea, and it's almost like if they made a Mario Sports or Party spinoff without any sort of multiplayer, it'd be like it'd be a crime, you know.
Mario also had one cool thing that they did in the N64 era, and that's crossover potential.
Yeah.
I think they explored that a lot with one game in particular that we kind of decided wasn't a Mario game, but
Dr. Mario 64.
No. Crossover with Tetris, right? I'm talking about Super Smash Brothers.
Oh.
When you say that the N64 was a home for multiplayer, in my mind, I mean, I guess Mario Kart's up there as well, but nothing for me personally. Nothing comes higher than Super Smash Brothers.
Impact, especially Super Smash Brothers, still resonates to this day.
And that was without Mario, that wouldn't be a thing. But definitely when you put Mario in it, it's like, oh, okay, this is a straight up Nintendo game. And we got Pokemon in it, and suddenly Mario's interacting with all these other characters that are in that Nintendo world, and that pushed into, I guess not as much in the GameCube, although they did have obviously Super Smash Bros. Melee, but especially now we're seeing with Mario Kart, they're adding other Mario characters in there, or other Nintendo characters. So,
what about?
I think what the big takeaway is, and I mean, it's not a groundbreaking idea or anything, but you know, if you're gonna make a thesis statement about what the impact of Mario is, it's that it's gaming for gamers or anyone. It's a little bit of both.
Yeah. It appeals to all.
Well, I was gonna say we kind of skipped over it, but also like the SNES and 64 really introduced like the Mario RPG era. You know, Mario RPG, Paper Mario really took off.
It did. I don't know if those are
RPG didn't really take off here, but Paper Mario did take off here. That was a big deal. And so was Thousand Year Door to follow it.
Thousand Year
But
Door
they
is
have
incredible.
a cult following.
Yeah, I think it's more
is the
cult.
thing.
Yeah, but think about but they kept on with the Paper Mario games, and then they started the Mario and Luigi games soon after that on the GBA. Like it really spun off into Mario being like having like RPG like games.
It's true. And I love the Mario RPG games.
But it's also something that they've tried to abandon ever since. I don't know that the impact of those first games is really as strong as is with like their, as the first RPGs is as strong as with like the first or the platforming.
I don't
ones.
know, man. You look up like anybody talking about like the modern Paper Marios and stuff, and they're like everyone's asking for Thousand Year Door pretty much. Like everyone's like, it hasn't gotten better than that. Please just give us more of that.
So they've
great.
impacted the community, but not the outcome of the types of games that we're getting.
I think it's impacted like the franchise though, in some way.
I played Paper Jam.
Like
I loved
nobody's
it.
happy with the current Paper Mario games.
Did you get it fixed?
Yeah, just jam it. That was the crossover. Was that good?
It was very good. It was very good.
Okay.
But kind of to your point, nobody really talks about it so much. I think they still want that. I think Thousand Year Door was like the perfect kind of Mario RPG people want.
Yeah, I'm saying, and like there's always a big community backlash, and whenever current Mario RPGs or Mario games or like Paper Mario Color Splash or whatever the fuck or Sticker Star or whatever, people are always like giving those such like flack because like they're not like stacking up to the originals, which I think is telling of like how good those original RPG games were.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Terry, who recently finished Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. He let us know in the comments about like a good month or two ago. So just wanted to drop that in there.
Shout out to Terry.
Should we move to the GameCube, or is there much to talk about on GameCube? There probably is.
Oh, GameCube.
Funny story. It's actually really depressing. I tried to buy a GameCube, and I thought I was going to be able to, and so I bought. I had my friends buy me Super Smash Bros. Melee, and then through very disturbing circumstances, I could not get a GameCube, so I had to give it up, and I never got one until like 5 years later.
God,
Wow.
I'm so sorry.
So I missed most of the GameCube stuff.
Spencer, if you need any sort of help or like emotional support, I want you to know I'm always here for you. I can't imagine going that long without playing the GameCube or like having a GameCube. I'm sorry, man.
Our last guest was a doctor.
Yeah, he can help you.
Okay.
You can post it in your
He also
comments.
told me to
Anyways.
fuck off, so I don't know if I want to see him. Yeah.
He was just following the trend. Peer pressure.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So what is the impact of Sunshine?
That game wasn't well received, right? At first, that's kind of like the
Oh,
GameCube.
I loved it though. Did
Yeah,
you guys
no,
like
we
it the
love
first time you
it.
played
And people love it now, but that's like the GameCube's thing, right? With that, Wind Waker, a bunch of those games, it wasn't well received at the time because
Really, though?
because it was different.
I know people probably
There were
wanted like
there
the
were a lot of people
64
at the time
sequel.
that were like, "Oh, you're a janitor now" and stuff like that. Like I remember hearing that all the fucking time.
No way. I'd love that. Okay, maybe there were people online in message boards or whatever, but
That's definitely where like the split comes, where like Nintendo was trying more interesting things, and it's fantastic.
it didn't make
the right
like a
impact.
societal impact. And,
No, it
it made
didn't.
a personal impact to those who played it, but it didn't make us like a big impact.
I would
like the
argue
previous
though, like
series.
it did inadvertently because now it has. Like now those games are looked back on as like the golden age, you know.
But if they're not making games like it, I don't know. To me, and this is from an outsider perspective, but to me, it seems like this is the beginning of the Mario games have to have gimmicks.
No, I think the GameCube was where Nintendo got scared off because they tried interesting things, and they had a little bit of a backlash. And then with the Wii on, they kind of stuck to something a little more safe, you know.
What kind of console is the Wii on? I know the Wii U, but what's the Wii on?
The Wii on? Oh, you haven't played the Wii on? It's
No, I've never tried it.
it's a Wii helmet that you put on your head.
What?
Yeah, it's
Is it
it's
VR
on.
compatible?
Yeah, it's Wii on.
So you just put a Wii on your head?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
You are in the Wii.
A new day, another console.
The Wii
What's
is
that?
in you.
I'm just saying, like
That's the sequel. That's the fourth.
The Sunshine and the other GameCube games, I think, were very creative, and at the time, people didn't really respect them the way that they should have been. But now they are greatly respected. But that initial response kind of scared Nintendo away from keeping that like creativity going.
Did it though? Because like the next Mario game, like pure Mario game, was Galaxy, wasn't it? That's pretty weird. It's pretty wild.
You know,
am I missing one?
I won't argue with you on that point. It was pretty weird.
But that one was more well received because they ended up making even a sequel to that.
But I would even
Sunshine
argue,
was wet and wild.
yeah,
Galaxy was just wild.
I would argue like Galaxy, even though it has a little gravity thing, like it still feels more traditional than Sunshine.
I didn't play much Sunshine, so I can't really speak to that one.
So
I didn't play.
I think you should get some more sun.
At this point, I agree. At this point in my life, I was way more into RPGs.
My life.
Yes,
My
did
life.
you say my life?
Racketeering, extortion, Moida. I was way more into RPGs and pretty much abandoned platformers, Mario included.
What a freak.
Turned my back on the whole thing.
I was the
No impact
opposite.
there.
I didn't play any RPGs during that time period.
Yeah, at this point, I discovered Chrono Trigger and ROMs and emulators and then I was off doing that. Because again, I was denied the ability. I did not enter third gen until my like senior year in high school. By then, I could actually play that gen, whatever gen it was. I'm sorry.
How about the DS or just handheld Mario in general? The impact of that.
They seem to go back. Besides Mario 64, which I loved, absolutely loved. They seem to go backwards and try to capitalize on like nostalgia and make the side scroller new Super Mario Bros. Which I did not
Mario
care
Kart
for.
DS as well is like, I don't know. I mean, it is homage in a way, but it's also it's
It's
like
its own thing.
it's almost New Game Plus, like that and Mario 64 DS.
But guys, Super Princess Peach.
Tell me about it.
Peach uses her emotions
And turnips.
and turnips.
Okay.
Could you imagine making that game today with the current climate?
Peach
Of-
cries.
Peach cries
gets
her way
mad.
through the level.
I think there
Yeah.
are a lot of female Switch owners.
Put that game on. Oh my god.
Yeah, it makes people upset. Nintendo kind of brushed that game under the rug. They didn't really talk about that one.
Like we look at all of our females as strong and powerful.
Yeah, they're like,
except for
that
game.
no, that didn't happen. Get out of get out of here.
ignore that. That's funny. Yeah, I think it's always the major releases have always been on the consoles, not the handhelds.
So no impact there.
Yeah, but the new series though, that was a big deal on DS. Whenever the first one came out, I remember seeing like commercials where fucking like celebrities were like, "It's me, J-Lo, playing new Super Mario Brothers in my dressing room." You know, like they had those commercials all the time. Like
I think they wanted it to be big, and maybe it was.
Yeah, but it spawned 4 games on console too.
It did, but yeah, and they ended up going to console, but they just never. To me, the whole new Super Mario Bros. Looking at it almost from the outside was like a dead zone.
No, like I don't really care for those games that much either. I'm not trying to really defend them, but I'm saying like it really impacted. I think that like it impacted Nintendo themselves for a long time.
To me, it's just representative of a time when Nintendo kind of stopped trying. I mean, and a lot of the things that were coming out, that was the end of the Wii's life cycle, and then into the Wii U, where it's very clear they kind of weren't on their A game.
Did you play Mario Kart 8?
Yes,
It's fantastic.
it was great. But
So who would like to talk about the Wii U?
I'll talk about it. I had it.
I'll talk
most of
about
the
it. The Wii U is my primary console of the time.
Wii is my favorite console.
I look back on the Wii U like I look back on like a abusive relationship.
Did you abuse it a lot? What happened?
It's really sad. No, it abused me. It's because like I wanted to love it, and I did it some days, but other days it just abused me. I had nothing to play on it. There was nothing.
To me, Mario is such a backdrop of that. It wasn't. There were no good Mario games. I mean, Mario Kart, but
3D World was good.
When's that game ever fucked up?
3D World was good.
I liked. My favorite game for that is Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Mario Maker came out on Wii U. You have it behind you.
Okay. Do you think that Mario Maker made a big impact?
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
I would.
Definitely.
I would argue for that. I can't stand it, but
that's probably the Mario game of like the time, for that console.
Yeah.
Was Maker.
I don't think that the ideas in Mario Maker are really that groundbreaking at this point, except for its own series. It's the first time Nintendo has really embraced this idea of like this interactivity, and I don't know, like sharing online codes, etc. I can't tell you how many streams I've gone on where people are like, "Yo, try my level."
I want to say that since the Mario Maker franchise came out, they haven't done anything new with like the new series.
Yeah.
So I think this was like the replacement for that. I think they were like, "Oh, fuck, you guys don't like the new games? Well, fucking make it yourself then."
And then all they did was make like trapdoor levels that.
Yeah, well, I mean, and like Mario Maker 1 and 2 have like standard Nintendo made levels that are pretty fun, but the main experience is getting that like endless amount of good and bad user made content, mainly bad, but user made content, feeding, getting fed to you. So I think in terms of like 2D Mario, it's almost pointless to make another 2D Mario,
Because they've literally been done to death.
Yeah, because like you can just make whatever you want in Maker.
Yeah. To me, Dead Zone until Odyssey. That's just how.
What is the impact of Odyssey? We made a couple of videos on it.
Yeah.
You ought to see them.
Tell us about
That'd
Odyssey.
be great. Check the card in the YouTube video and the description below. No, the Odyssey impact, I don't know. Is it strong?
Yay. I want to say yes and no. I think it brought 3D Mario back into the spotlight after arguably after the first Galaxy. I think even Galaxy 2 wasn't really that like it was a great game, but I don't think like even in terms of like notoriety, people didn't really care. But yeah, I think it brought Mario back as like one of like the primary games to play on the console,
Mm-hmm.
I think it rode the support for the Switch a lot. Like, I think the Switch itself had so much momentum, especially with Zelda. Like, whew, release that thing with Zelda. It's like, what a hot ticket. And then you're like, oh, and here's the new Mario game. Boom. And that's the big explosion. And it's like, wow, this is cool. This is the biggest release of Mario, I feel like, since maybe Galaxy was big. I just don't recall it being that big, but maybe it was a big deal.
It's popular.
To me, it's like as big as Sunshine, or maybe even approaching 64.
What? Okay, so are you saying, because like just kind of like what you said there, are you saying that if the game came out, say a year or so later, would it still have been as big? Is that what you're implying? Like it wouldn't have been as big?
I don't think so, and I think especially if you were to release that game on the Wii U, it wouldn't have been that big.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't have been a system seller or anything.
Yeah, like if you put that on the Wii U, everyone's like, I mean, they did a lot of good stuff on the Wii U. It's just nobody cared.
Yeah,
Like,
Pikmin 3 is
at that point.
fantastic.
Yeah, Pikmin 3 is amazing, but who cares? Like, it's on a dead console.
I think it had a great concept, which is the return to 3D Mario, which I guess Sunshine, when was that? Like 07 or 08 or something?
No. Sunshine was like
02 or
3, right?
03?
02 or 03, wow.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time since we got an official. Oh no, but Galaxy. God, can I just skip those? I don't know. It seemed like a big deal.
Yeah,
But also,
huge.
Breath of the Wild impacted gaming versus Odyssey just came and went. And while it is a really good game on its own rights, I don't think it did what Breath of the Wild did or what like Skyrim did.
I don't think it was trying to. I think people kind of pushed that onto the game themselves. I don't think Nintendo was ever selling it as the Breath of the Wild for Mario.
Should it though? Shouldn't it try and achieve that?
I don't know. I mean, does Mario need to be reinvented, or did Mario just
They did.
to me,
I
they
mean, do it all the time.
Yeah, but not really. I mean, it still keeps the same formula as some of the. I mean, like if anything, it's more of a throwback to the GameCube N64 era.
I agree with that, but I don't think it should.
So,
I mean, maybe it should have right there, just to get people
Yeah.
back into it. Hopefully, Mario Odyssey 2, if it ever comes out, will have a lot more features that are progressive.
like Zelda needed that shakeup. It needed that like shift because it was getting stagnant. But I don't know if Mario needed it, or really like that's what Odyssey needed to be.
What do you think, Teddy? Does it need to look forward, or does it need to look at its roots?
I don't know. I think it needs to, by the next one, do something big. I don't think it could just be like, hey, here's another Odyssey. Especially to continue the mainline games. I think, like, Mario Kart Deluxe is huge. That one caused a big impact. And I think, like, the fact that Mario Kart World Tour is, like, so big right now, that just goes to show what Deluxe did. But with Odyssey, I don't see it. I ought to, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I still think Mario Maker made a bigger impact than Odyssey.
Yeah.
Good or bad. But
I could see that.
So what did we learn? What are the conclusions?
Mario rocks!
Mario is a hell of a brand.
If Mario came crashing down into the Earth, he would leave a crater the size of Pluto.
Spencer, what's that yellow book with the mushroom behind you?
Persona. Q2.
My Ace Phoenix Wright book. It's Super Mario Bros. Encyclopedia, the first 30 years.
Wow, can you open a random page of that and read us something?
Inspirational quotes preferred.
Here's an enemy named Big Amp. They move along a specified route. If Mario touches them, he's damaged by a big shock.
Wow.
There you go. Here's the story of New Super Mario Bros. Emergency newsflash. Princess Peach has been kidnapped. While enjoying a nice walk with Mario, the beloved ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom was whisked away by an unknown assailant. How could this happen with Mario around? That sounds like the plot of every Mario game.
You caused a really big impact in my ear orifices.
Ah.
So we can all agree the best Mario game is Mario Party Advanced. All right, we'll see you guys later in the next episode of Button Members.
Tell us how Mario impacted your life.
Yeah, do you even like Mario?
Did Mario save you?
Is Mario a boy?
We need a hero to save us. I'm not going to stand here and wait. What's that song?
My favorite band. My favorite man, I guess.
They say
But my favorite Chad.
mushroom will save us.
And I don't want to wait any longer. I just want Odyssey 2.
I need Luigi to be in the sequel. There he is.
I just want Mario to be found.
Yes.
They say Wario will save us. I'm not going to stand here and wait.
And everything's meant to be, Birdo.
I like that you guys are both singing completely different songs.
Just want to know Yoshi's a boy.
Birdo's a boy.
Look at this mustache. Every time I do it makes me laugh. His outfit is red. And by the end, Bowser is dead.
You've reversed the song. You played a reverse ukulele card.
Spencer's dying over there.
The end, Bowser's dead. This is where I grew up.
Keep going.
I raced Bowser in the flower cup.
God.
This is where I went to school.
You just, they fucking. This is where I went to school. Mario taught type into.
The hero.
They say a hero will save us. Okay, that Nickelback voice is hurting my throat.
Yeah. Chad Kroger.
Kroger. That's where I buy my groceries.
More like Bowser.
Chad
Bulger.
Bowser.
Doug Bowser.
Oh yeah, Doug Bowser.
Remember him? Remember Reggie? I miss Reggie.
What's the impact of Reggie?
Oh, what isn't the impact of Reggie?
His body was ready.
Can we get Reggie on the show?
Yeah, we'll try.
One can only dream.
I'll email him.
I can only imagine
I'll tweet him.
having Reggie on the show.
If you could have Reggie on for any episode, what would it be?
Oh, definitely Mother 3.
Legitimately, I would like to have him explain what happened with the Wii U.
Oh, that's a good one, yeah.
Okay.
But he'd have to be honest.
He wouldn't.
I'd want him to help us map out columns 3.
That means he doesn't play it.
It's a win-win.
He'd be like, he'd be like, well, Teddy, I tell you that gamers are the most important people of this generation, and we like to give those gamers games on their Nintendo consoles, like columns 3.
Yes, but Reggie, what did you think of the red column?
I can't tell if I'm doing Reggie or Obama.
The same person.
We gotta tread lightly.
I'm just saying, like the mannerisms, you know, the way he talks.
The red column is Nintendo's favorite column, along with all the other columns you'll ever see.
I feel like you would ask Reggie a question, and like all his questions would be like, "Well,
It's funny you should ask.
yeah, it's what you should ask. Nintendo likes the gamers." You know, it just kind of flips it to that. You know? Well, you see, with the new Zelda game on the 3DS, we like to think that the gamers and Nintendo are both the fans. So we like to bring Zelda to everybody, all the gamers around Nintendo.
Just so that, because what's even might seem on the surface impossible can one day become possible. And so we're going to release columns 3 on the Nintendo eShop.
That's why we're introducing
purchase starting today,
columns,
right when this video drops.
columns and the Impossible
You
Lair.
could go to the eShop now and download columns 3 for the life-changing experience that you wouldn't find on any other platform.
And you think, oh, how much would this cost? You might ask. Well, I'm glad to announce Columns 3 today is $7.99. But not only that, you can get Columns in the Impossible Lair for free.
You can get Columns Lost in Clu Clu Land for free.
We know Clu Clu Land has a great following here at Nintendo. That's why we want to help the Clu Clu Land fan base.
We're all fans of Clu Clu Land.
That's the
We know
video,
you are,
That's
too.
the video I want Reggie on. It's a Clu Clu Land video.
Okay.
Like, has he played it?
That would be your question for him. And he said,
Have you played it? No.
Did you buy it?
No.
Is it worth it?
Well, it's funny you may ask. Here at Nintendo, we like to think that the gamers and the games are games. And the games that the gamers game go to the gamers. So we are fans of the games as the gamers are. We are gamers too. Nintendo, the gamers, the games, the games, and the gamers.
Wow.
And that's why
I never thought of it like that.
And that's why we're releasing Columns 3
That's why
on the
we're-
eShop.
That's why we're releasing Columns 3 and the Impossible Lair today.
Amazing.
It's not impossible. It's out.
You won my heart, Reggie.
Are we still going? I'm still recording.
I'm still recording.
Hell yeah.
This
Yeah.
is- We've been like off the topic for like 10 minutes now, just doing Reggie impressions.
And Chad Kroger impressions.
They say a hero will save us. I'm not going to stay in here and wait.
That's why I'm releasing.
That's why
Clu Clu
we're
Land 5.
releasing Clu Clu Land and Columns the Impossible Lair today for free.
And I don't want to download columns. I just want Reggie feels of me to know me.
I want Reggie fills of me.
Fills inside of me. Isn't it like Fiame?
Yeah, it's like
Some weird.
it's like Italian, right? Sounds
Something
Italian.
weird. Something
It's
I
very
like.
Mario.
Yeah.
And that's why, funny may ask, Spencer. That's why today we are putting Columns Land 2, the Impossible Fizame, on the 3DS for free.
And you can pre-purchase the custom overlay for your Nintendo Switch with none other than the secret character in Clu Clu Land.
Funny you may ask, because we are actually showing off our brand new console today. May I introduce, just imagine I'm pulling it out of my jacket, the Wii On. That's right. All the immersion of the Wii U on your head. Now,
Gamers-
this is a system for gamers, and we at Nintendo are gamers.
Gamers told us that they think the Wii U is a piece of shit. That's why
We
we've
listened.
introduced- and we here at Nintendo listen. That's why we introduced Wii On for your head. You put it on your head and you play Wii U.
And if that's too comfortable, well, you can always err to the alternative. We have now introduced, after just now proposing the Wii On, the Wii In You.
We put a Wii in you. We pay for surgery, put you on a table, open you up, and actually put a Wii inside of you. You will always be part of the Wii.
I, Reggie Feasaboo, will come to your house and personally stick this Wii U up your asshole.
That's why we're introducing today the Nintendo Switch. We just took the Wii U tablet and made it a console.
Maybe that's how the Switch came to be.
Probably, yeah.
They made something more portable to shove up people's asses.
They don't call it Joy-Con for no reason.
I hope your body is ready.
Some might even say Reggie.
Hope your body's Reggie.
I just want to say to all Nintendo fans, all the gamers, and we as gamers here at Nintendo, thank you for watching.
Which
the
is
Button
why we're
Mappers.
releasing Columns 3
Which is
on the Nintendo eShop.
it's just an endless loop.
Yeah.
Why we're releasing Button Mappers 3, The Impossible Columns, on Clue Clue Land live today.
We here, the gaming elders, present to you what none other thought was possible because they called it impossible. But out of the realm of all possibility, we present to you Columns 2, The Impossible Clue Clue Land.
Releasing first in Cheeseland.
Jeez.
Order today and get your exclusive Geodude.
With an extra helping of Sega MSG.
I'm one tough baby.
And this has been Clue Clue Land.
Hey, Clue Land.
Aesthetic.
I'm one tough dolphin or whatever. Don't underestimate the power of a dolphin.